and welcome to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. It is Tourism Tuesday.
Yay!
So I cannot think of a better person to come off a long weekend and start back to a short week with.
Yes.
Other than my dear friend Kary Haun from Shenandoah County Tourism. Thank you for coming to hang out.
Thank you. Great to be here as always. Thank you, Janet.
It's a little annoying though because, summer's supposed to be over now. Labor Day is supposed to mark the end of summer and it's like 115 degrees outside.
Well, I think that we've had such a mild summer that, I'm really okay with it.
Yeah.
We can just kind of drag it out a little bit.
I just don't want it to impact fall. Spring and fall are my two favorite times of the year, and I'd rather it be, sweatshirt and short wearing weather right now.
It's true, but at least the nights are cool.
Well, that's true. But yeah, the humidity is killing me. I'm going to have a conversation with our weatherman, Kemp, and say, hey, can you fix the humidity? I know he's going to. He's going to roll his eyes and say, well, Janet, this all comes from a frontal low pressure system, and
yeah,
we're not going to get anywhere.
We can't control that.
But the weather isn't going to keep anybody from getting out and about in Shenandoah County because you've got papers spread from one end of the desk to the other.
I think I have 12 pages worth of information, but I'll try to condense it and make it not boring to read over. No, it's certainly not boring because fall is the time in Shenandoah County when we start to have our festivals and people can be outside and not being in scorching hot weather, and sometimes it's nice, sometimes it is a little bit warm, but the Edinburg Ole Time Festival is the first one I want to talk about because it's a great festival. It's old time, it's families getting together, it's community getting together, and having just sort of an old-fashioned good time.
Yeah.
So it starts on September 21st, which is a Friday, and goes through Sunday the 23rd, and it is a huge schedule of activities, starting with like an opening ceremony at the Heritage Center on 106 South High Street, which is a new location.
Oh.
And they do a sing-along.
Yeah, that's
and
kind
they'll
of
have
cool.
some live music and a few other activities. Now, I'm going to back up and just say, I went and looked at the Edinburg Ole Time Festival's website just so that I can get an idea of what the list is and what the activities are. And there are a lot of the same activities as years past, like the bed race and the duck race and craft vendors and things like that. But what I loved about it, looks like they have a new website, and instead of it just being a list with a schedule, now each day is broken down and each one of those events has a really nice description that says exactly what each event is all about. For example, there are 3 different book signing events that happen on the 22nd, which is the Saturday. There's one from 10 to 1, one from 12 to 3, and one from 2 to 5. And the website breaks down a list of who all of the authors are and where they will be at that time, so you can at least know a little bit more rather than it just saying it's a book signing. Now it's like,
and then you got to figure out who is it and what book and where are they and that sort of thing.
So the website is great, and I'm just going to go ahead and give you that website right now. It is www.edinburgoletimefestival.org, and when I say Old Time Festival, it's OLE Time Festival. So go and check that out, and it has pictures, and you get a chance to see, everything that's going on.
Well, and you mentioned that there are a lot of the favorites that they bring back from year to year. And a lot of times that's what makes a festival. You can't just completely reinvent a festival every single year because you're going to lose the people that love some of the things from the year before.
Yeah, and also like making each one of those events a little bit better every time, So, the one part of this festival that I always get really excited about is the Pioneer Breakfast. And that
you would, because you and this whole cooking and old, that does not surprise me at all.
On September 22nd at 7 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning, the Triplet Tech Super Chefs are going to be at the Heritage Center at 106 South High Street, the St. Paul's Heritage Center, and they'll be serving scrambled eggs, pancakes, sausage patties, biscuits, sausage gravy, baked apples, juice, and coffee.
Wow. See, I love when they get the kids involved. I love when they bring the chefs over because now these kids get real life practice. They get to see this is what it's going to be like to serve mass amounts of people and then kind of go, okay, maybe this isn't what I'm thinking. Maybe I should just,
Yeah, well, no, the Triplet Tech chef department, the culinary department is so incredible, and that what they make is going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And this festival literally takes over all of Edinburg. I mean, Edinburg isn't a huge town in and of itself, but every little square inch of Edinburg is festival-like.
Certainly around the area of the Edinburg Mill, there will be Civil War happenings reenactment type things. There will be arts and crafts, probably a lot of craft vendors on the lawn just to the south of the mill building. There will be an antique car show and a tractor display. You'll see people boiling apple butter, arts and crafts. There'll be lots of food vendors as usual. So, you could just walk up and down the main street there in Edinburg, find crafts, find food, find popcorn, a parade.
I was going to say, don't they have a parade as well?
Right. And I think, let me see, where does that parade happen? I don't know. I think it's usually the last day.
And that would make sense.
Saturday?
I think it's on, because their festival runs through Sunday, and something tells me that the parade's on Sunday. I could be wrong.
Yeah, well.
But I didn't go look at their swanky new website.
Oh, the parade is on at 1 o'clock. Here it is, the parade. The list is so long. I really have to read through the long list to find out where all of this stuff is. The parade is at 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Well, that's kind of cool because it's right in the middle of everything.
Absolutely, yeah. So live music, Civil War stuff, Civil War dance. We talked about that one year.
Yes.
Right? They do like the old-timey dance and people can participate. And that's at 7 o'clock on Saturday.
And for the most part, the festival itself is free. I mean, there's no gate that you have to pay to get into. You can just show up and wander around. The things that you do there may sometimes have a cost associated with them.
You're absolutely right. And I think that, in fact, that Civil War dance, I think it usually does.
Yeah.
But that's at 7 o'clock on Saturday evening. So it's all just opt-in.
That is so cool. That's like a look back at Gone with the Wind because they encourage you to wear the period dress and they do like I have no idea what any of the dances were back in that day. But yeah, they do all of those dances.
So on Sunday, they have the Old Time Church service, more live music, more book signing. They have a children's festival, then Old Timers baseball game. And of course, the duck races. Those are happening at 4 o'clock. And the beard contest, which we talked about last year as well.
Yeah, the beard contest. They should put more pictures of those on their Facebook page because
I agree.
I think and the bed race. I mean, that's the other thing that is so hilarious.
It is. I agree. Yeah. People, rolling down the road in a makeshift bed.
What was it? There's an old TV. Is it doorknobs and broomstick? Something in broomsticks.
That was a movie.
Something. Yeah, it was. I think it's an old Disney movie. Something in broomsticks. So yeah, I can't remember.
Know better.
Somebody can text. If somebody's listening, send a text to 635-4121 and tell me what the name of that movie is. Because if you don't, it's going to bug me for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Edinburg seems like it is the place to be the whole weekend. From Friday the 21st through Sunday the 23rd.
It does sound that way.
And then if you're hungry, you just have to wait one more weekend.
Yes, and go to, is it Taste of Shenandoah?
Yes.
Yes.
Taste of Shenandoah is like the bomb.
It is. So it is a farm-to-table event, and they'll have live music, and it is an event that the proceeds support the work by something called the Alliance for the Shenandoah Valley, which is... it used to be for the Shenandoah Forum, which is an organization that lifts up the sort of agricultural heritage of our community. But the Alliance for the Shenandoah Valley is 4 long-standing local organizations: the Community Alliance for Preservation, the Shenandoah Forum, the Shenandoah Valley Network, and Augusta County Alliance. They came together as the Alliance for the Shenandoah Valley to protect the high quality of life and rural agricultural heritage in Shenandoah County.
Oh, well, there you have it. So I'll tell you what, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about Taste of Shenandoah. I know on your list is Vintage Woodstock. Shenandoah Downs has things going on. There's duck pin bowling coming back to Shenandoah County. So we're going to talk about all that when we come back.
All of it.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Kary Haun is here from Shenandoah County Tourism. It is Tourism Tuesday. Obviously, it is the Shenandoah County edition. I am Janet Michael, and you are listening to The Valley Today. Expecting to hear a commercial? Well, that's kind of what this is. First, I want to thank you for listening to the Valley Today podcast. You're one of many who listen to the show this way. Sometimes it's because our listeners didn't know that if they're away from the radio, they can still listen on our website, via the TuneIn app on their phone, or even on Alexa. We're also available in the Apple Podcast app and the Google Play Music app. Sometimes our listeners are just busy and they want to listen when it fits their schedule. Or maybe it's a guest of the show who want to hear what they sounded like when they were on the radio. We even have a few binge listeners who listen to a week's worth at a time. So if you want those people, your potential customers, to hear your message, your ad could have been here. And the bonus, your commercial isn't restricted to just 30 or 60 seconds. You can take up to 2 minutes to talk to those customers. There's even the opportunity to be the exclusive sponsor of the Valley Today podcast, which gets you on-air mentions at the end of every show. If all of this sounds interesting to you, give me a call at the station, 540-635-4121, or send me an email to janet@theriver953.com. You can also find all of my contact info by searching Janet Michael on our website at theriver953.com. So do one of those things. Get in touch and let me tell you how we can talk to those customers in this podcast every single day. And now, back to the show. Welcome back to the Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael, and this segment is brought to you by Valley Health, offering the latest minimally invasive surgery advancements. You can learn more at valleyhealthlink.com/MIS. We are in the studio today for Tourism Tuesday, Shenandoah County edition. So Kary Haun is here from Shenandoah County Tourism. And Kary, you and I both just got a chuckle at a camp talking about this
cold front?
The cold front that's moving through. And it's
cold front with a high of 90. I know.
Yeah. See, I'm never going to understand weather. It's just never going to be something. He and I had a conversation about that once, and he did explain it to me, and it made sense at the time, but I could not tell you what it was, what his explanation was at all.
Right.
But, yes.
Well, in fact, when he said cold front, I thought, oh, so the result is going to be cool.
Yeah,
weather.
I'm thinking, I'm waiting for something that starts with
a
a 7 to come out of his mouth.
Yeah,
but no.
The result was a thunderstorm.
Yeah, thanks, Kim.
Which we need.
And speaking of thanks, we have got to give a shout out thank you to Kim, because Kim did text us during the break, and Bed Knobs and Broomsticks was the name of that movie. And then all of a sudden, all the memories came rolling back to you because you remember Don Knotts.
I think Don Knotts is in. I think that the children from Mary Poppins, and Mary Poppins was my favorite.
Yeah. So thank you, Kim. We appreciate that. Now I don't have to go and Google it later and try and remember. But so during the first segment of Tourism Tuesday, we talked a lot about Edinburg Ole Time Festival. That's where the Bed Knobs and Broomsticks came from. So if somebody wants more information, Kary, where do they go to get it?
So go to edinburgoletimefestival.org. And there you'll find not just the long list of events that happen over 3 days, but like also a description of each one. So you really get a sense of like what happens, or if there's like an entry fee for a contest, or how you can get involved in any of the contests, or the bed races, or the beard contests and things like that.
I'm not getting into the beard contest.
No, I am not either.
I can assure you.
So yeah, check out that website, and that'll give you all the information you need to know.
Awesome. And I'll put the link in the podcast in the show notes, so that way people will have it there. So right before we went to break, though, we started talking about Taste of Shenandoah, and it seems like they came, I think, as your guest last year, and I couldn't make it that year because I had something going on that weekend. But this is basically the people who grow the food and the people who make the food for people like me who eat the food.
Yes.
Is that right?
Well, so farm-to-table dining is sort of a buzzword that's going around nowadays, but really what it means is it sort of talks about meals being made at restaurants or locally that use food that is grown or raised nearby, like within a certain mileage of radius, so that you sort of know where your food comes from, and it feels very sustainable and very fresh, and all of those elements.
For example, an Italian restaurant may buy its tomatoes from a farm that might be a mile or two down the road to make their sauce for their lasagna and their spaghetti and things like that.
Right, and they don't have to worry about having it shipped in and all of that.
And then it's a win-win for everybody, because now the farmers are getting a booth, and people like me will eat there knowing that I'm kind of helping two people at the same time. I'm helping the restaurant, and I'm helping a farmer who lives down the road.
That's right, and it's all very fresh.
Yes,
and what could be better than that? Yeah. So Taste of Shenandoah is an event that just features local bites and sips from. I'm gonna read off a list.
Okay, give me the list.
Anchor Ridge Farm, Baker Farms, Burgundy Orchards, Country Roads Farm, Main Street Farmstead Cheese, Penelope's Cafe Gallery, Pickford's Fresh Seafood, Ree's Treats, Shenandoah Spice Company, Swover Creek Farms, Terry the Cookie Man, Wholesome Foods, Woodbine Farm Market.
know that.
Woodstock Brew House.
I know that.
And award-winning Cave Ridge Wines. And it's hosted at Cave Ridge Vineyards in Mount Jackson.
Oh, and they've got a beautiful place there. So, I mean,
really
this is a really nice, good scenery and good food and, of course, amazing wine.
Yes.
You could have started with the wine and I would have been sold. That would
Let me make sure that I give you the date for that. That's Saturday, September 29th from 12 to 4 p.m. And all of those food vendors will be set up. There is a ticket for this event. It is $25 for the ticket. And you can get more information about this on the Facebook page. I would recommend going to the Facebook page at Taste of Shenandoah. And there you can go and click on the Eventbrite ticket
and then get your tickets.
Yeah,
it's going to be a fun day. I felt bad that I couldn't go last year, so I do have it on my calendar. Am I getting her name right if I say Vicki?
Yes, Vicki Beckman. Yeah.
Vicki emailed me and said, "Hey, you couldn't make it last year, so it is on my calendar. I'm going to go, and maybe I'll grab my camera and do some Facebook Live for all of our listeners.
That would be awesome.
See how cool it is while we're there.
And then don't forget that the proceeds support our local agricultural heritage.
Awesome. So we're going to take a skip over from eating food, a taste of Shenandoah, to vintage Woodstock, which, I'm not vintage, so I don't know anything about that.
Well, it is another event that happens on the 29th of September. This one is from 3 to 10, so you can go to Taste of Woodstock of Shenandoah and then hop on over to the town of Woodstock, where in the center of town they have this wonderful event. It has a beer and wine garden. It has live music. It has great food. And I'll run off the list of the food vendors: Rutz's Barbecue, Smiley's Ice Cream, Iguana Taco, Tony's Pizza, and E&O Kettle Corn. Now, I go to that taco truck occasionally, and they really have good food.
Yeah, you've talked about the taco truck before. Yeah, I'm waiting for you to come rolling up in here one Tourism Tuesday and say, "I want you to meet my guests, the taco truck."
Oh, I should probably do that. They have two really interesting bands playing. One of them is called the Judy Chops, and they've been around for about 10 years, and they have high energy live shows. I had not heard of them, but I went to their website and it looks really interesting. And that band plays from 3 to 5:30. And then the next band is called Kanye Twitty. And they're sort of, I think they can't decide. Are they a country band, a rock band, hip hop, pop, or party? I'm not really sure. But apparently it's really youthful. It's really fun. And they'll be playing from 6 to 10 p.m.
Awesome. Now, is this free or is there a fee to get in? How does that work?
Admission is free. You just show up and
pay for your food.
And pay for your food and your ice cream, and that is it. And I think also for the beer and wine garden. But I do have to mention that there is going to be a sidewalk chalk art by local artists with young artists competing for a People's Choice Award. So you really want to see that.
Absolutely. And there's a website to get more information there too?
Yes, townofwoodstockva.com. You'll see that under the events.
All right, well, let's take one more break, and then we come back. We're going to talk about Shenandoah Downs and horse racing, and we are going to talk about duck pin bowling.
Yes.
Because I love duck pin bowling. So we're going to do that when we come back as well. Kary Haun is here for Tourism Tuesday. It is the Shenandoah County edition. I am Janet Michael, and you are listening to The Valley Today.
There's always more to the story. At the River 95.3, that's what our new podcast, Another Look, offers. A deeper look into the news stories you hear about every week. I'm Dylan Nichols, news director at the River 95.3. Join Janet Michael from The Valley Today and I as we review news from our area, as well as some odd news stories from around the country. You can find Another Look on the river953.com and listen to our take on the news whenever, wherever. Another Look offering you a weekend review with a twist. You can find a new one every Friday in the Apple Podcast app, in the Google Play Music app, or online at theriver953.com.
Welcome back to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael, and this segment is brought to you by Valley Health Urgent Care. Can't wait to see a doctor? Now you don't have to. You can even check in online and save time at vhurgentcare.com. So it is Tourism Tuesday here in the studio today. So Kary Haun is here with me from Shenandoah County Tourism. And we were joking when we first went on the air about your huge swath of papers and everything that was laid out. And I can't believe that didn't remind me to talk about Donahoe's Florist.
Oh, yeah.
And the flowers that they brought today, because the thing that we're doing on our Facebook for the flowers this week is we want to see the pictures of your chaotic desk and how much better those flowers sitting on your desk would make your desk look.
That's true.
So,
Yes.
yep.
And I saw a picture of your desk, and the flowers, in fact, make them look really beautiful.
They really did. And I ended up bringing them back out and setting them out here on the table because they were in the way from all of the other crap that I had on my desk. So go to our Facebook page and take a look at those pictures. Take a picture of your desk, snap it, put it up on our Facebook page as a comment. We're going to pick the worst looking desk that we think will do the best good. And then they're going to get to be able to come pick up the flowers tomorrow and have them for their desk.
That's so good. Well, this desk was pretty full of
and now it
papers.
needs no
Now
flowers.
It doesn't need flowers now.
So we have rattled off about Edinburg Ole Time Festival. We've talked about Taste of Shenandoah. We've talked about Vintage Woodstock. And Shenandoah County Fair is over, but the harness races are not.
No, the season is really just getting underway. So I'll talk about some of the Saturday races, but the harness racing events go from Saturday, September the 15th, through Sunday, October 14th, each weekend. And so starting with opening day, the opening day, which is September 15th, it is a big T-shirt giveaway. So the first 500 customers aged 18 and up will receive a free souvenir 2018 Shenandoah Downs T-shirt.
Cool.
Along with being able to come and see the racing. On Saturday, September 23rd, is a family weekend, which is going to have lots of kids' activities. And then on Saturday, September 29th, is a Sea Fest celebration with some seafood catering happenings there. So
I'm thinking scrimps and crab cakes.
Yeah. Pro Shuckers Seafood Catering from Annapolis, Maryland will be on site all weekend.
So you know
serving
that's good seafood. They're bringing it right out of the bay.
Yeah, they are. Caught oysters, steamed shrimp, clams, and more. So yeah, you can enjoy races and
can work
seafood.
my way back after I do I can go all the way to Taste of Shenandoah, come back to Woodstock for Vintage Woodstock, and then end my day eating seafood at the Shenandoah Downs.
My. That is the same day, isn't
That's
it?
a long day.
It is a long day. Oh my goodness.
But they have their whole schedule. It's on their website too,
You can
right?
go to ShenandoahDowns.com and you can see the entire schedule of events that is happening at Shenandoah Downs throughout the fall.
And you get to bet on the ponies.
And you
That's the other
can,
cool thing. They
yeah,
have the pari-mutuel betting, I think it's called.
Yes, and don't ask me what that means because it's very complicated.
I wouldn't
looked
understand
it
it if you
You can
explained
Google it, and it's very simply it's betting.
So yeah, you can bet the ponies. That's
can.
what I remember from the movies.
That's right. You can go to visit ShenandoahCounty.com to look at any of the events that I've talked about. So.
Now, the one thing that I promised that we were going to talk about,
Yes.
duck pin bowling is coming
Can I
back
tell
to
you,
Shenandoah County.
It is back.
Yes.
And there's new management there. They're doing lots of cool new things at Shenandoah Bowling Lanes in Mount Jackson. It's right there on Main Street, right across the street from the town office. And I just get so excited. It's a sweet little bowling alley, only 6 lanes, and duck pin bowling is smaller than
It's
regular.
the little tiny ball. Yes.
So it's kind of like if you've ever played bocce, it's a ball that is about that size, so kids can handle it. And they just have good food, good times. It's very family friendly. And their hours are from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and it's in Mount Jackson.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants more information from you, website for Shenandoah County Tourism.
All right, go to visitshenandoahcounty.com. You can visit our Instagram, which is Shenandoah Travel, and feel free to hashtag us at VisitShenCoVA. And also at Visit Shenandoah is for our Facebook.
Awesome. Well, we are done with Tourism Tuesday Shenandoah County edition. This episode will be up on the website along with all the links in just a couple of hours. I will meet you back here tomorrow for a brand new episode of The Valley Today.